Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome once again to Knapp Daddy Racing and the Knapp Daddy Racing League. We are happy to have you here with us for what is sure to be a very exciting night of racing here in our fourth regular season race here at Auto Club Speedway tonight, a long-lost legend. A lot of people's favorite tracks, other people's not so favorite track, but it is sure to be an exciting night either way. Before we get on over to the action on the track as our drivers are finishing up their practice, let's go ahead and thank all of our sponsors and make sure we keep the bills paid, keep these wheels on the track, keep us up here in the booth. Tonight's race is brought to you by us here at Knapp Daddy Racing, named for our friend and broadcast partner Baker Knapp, and brought to you by myself and John Smith. Knapp Daddy Racing is your one-stop shop for any and all things iRacing. If you need a new design, a new template, a new logo to make your car look just a little bit better, might make it faster, but we can't promise that. Be sure to head on over to our website, knappdaddyracing.com, and check us out over there. We also got some free templates available. The website was just updated today with some exciting new content. Be sure you head on over there and check it out. And even if you yourself aren't into iRacing but just want to help support the boys, be sure to head over there, pick yourself up a t-shirt, pick up a hat. We would sure appreciate it. It means a lot to all of us over here. We're excited to be up here in the booth with you for the Knapp Daddy Racing League. Tonight's race is also brought to you by North American Specialized. North American Specialized is your one-stop shop for all of your freight movement needs. They are an asset-based brokerage with locations in Warren, Michigan, and Laredo, Texas. Ready to move your freight, big or small. From dry vans, sprinter vans, and even double-drop Conestogas, you name it, they move it. Backed by experience, equipment, and excellence when it comes to freight, North American Specialized delivers. Visit their website at www.naslcorp. That's naslcorp.com today and check them out. Let them know that Knapp Daddy Racing sent you and thank them once again for being a sponsor. That sponsor brought to you by our very own number 23, Braden Trush, who is out there on the track getting his practice laps in right now. But we are coming to the close of our practice here. About 7 minutes left in practice. As always, my name is Hunter Foley. I'm going to be up here with my broadcast partners, Jonathan Smith and Baker Knapp. And so we are very excited to be up here broadcasting this race to you here tonight. As always, if you have not subscribed to the Knapp Daddy Racing channel just yet, be sure you do that. It helps out a ton. Make sure that you won't miss any of the upcoming action that we'll be having here in the Knapp Daddy Racing League over the next couple of weeks. We're almost halfway through the season here. Make sure you like the stream. Helps out a ton. Helps boost the retention, I guess. I don't understand all of the things that go into making it a popular stream, but something along those lines. And be sure you leave a comment as well, cheering on your favorite drivers. We love reading it. They love hearing it. One of our favorite parts of being up here in the booth. Already got 8 people out there, including Brian Gibbons, saying Chuck Norris once conceived a pair of twins out of sheer determination and will, and they are now known as Frank Marchese and Zach Baker. Trash Panda Autosport always coming through with the high-quality cheering comments. Looking for a big night tonight out of Frank Marchese and Zach Baker. Excuse me, it's actually going to be just our friend Greg McConey out there, and he is going to be out there. He's going to be out there with Zach Baker as well. I don't believe we're going to have Frank Marchese here tonight, but hopefully he will be able to join us later on. But with all that said, I'm going to go ahead and shut up, get you over to some people who are a little bit more knowledgeable about racing, and I will kick it over to my broadcast partner, Baker Knapp. Talk to us about Auto Club a little bit. Baker, go ahead.
Yeah, Auto Club is a track, as you already mentioned, that is no longer on the NASCAR schedule or really in existence, unfortunately. It was a great track. and it is a very fast 2 mile speedway, and the pavement on it's pretty worn out. So it's a rough track. It's going to eat up their tires tonight, and hopefully, because of the width of the track, the the rough asphalt on the track, and the banking, is going to create for a lot of great racing, a lot of passing opportunities. These guys will be on the bottom of the track to the top of the track. They'll be everywhere tonight. So hopefully, great racing, a lot of good drafting down the straightaways, and some good passing in these turns. That's what we're looking for tonight.
100%. Give you a couple of details about the race here tonight. We will be doing 110 laps here tonight at Auto Club. So again, it's a 2-mile track. So be lots of good racing action for you here tonight. We will be doing one stage, and that will be at the conclusion of lap 50 when the 10th place driver crosses on lap 50, making it lap 51. We will throw a yellow flag, let these guys come down, go ahead and get tires, whatever they need to do. That will be for bonus points as well, and with it being a short season in the Knapp Daddy Racing League, every point will count as well. So we will be throwing that stage caution at lap 50, and they will be running with 80% fuel and 3 sets of tires. Those tires are going to be a big part of the strategy tonight for everyone, I'm quite sure. As Baker mentioned, Auto Club loves to chow down on your tires. But John, you got anything you want to add in terms of what we're expecting here tonight?
No, man, not much. I think you guys cover the most of it. The big thing that I notice when I come here to Auto Club is that turn 1 and 2 definitely has 2 different lines you might see these guys run. Some might elect to take the high side. Definitely going to eat up your tires more, but pretty fast up there. Some might take that low side, as we've seen a lot of guys do in practice so far here. And another thing, as you come down this backstretch on the back of the track, it is very, very bumpy up there in that top lane. As you see Kinsley Smith's car bouncing around there as he's coming down that backstretch there. So you got to be able to hold it and not bounce yourself into the wall. You're going to be door to door with people coming out of turn 2, so it's going to get very tight, almost like Dover, but definitely a lot more room to play and a lot easier to drive the car. We were talking about it earlier. This track is easier to drive but harder to be fast at than most other tracks that these drivers will see. So I mean, you can manage, you can hold on to it. Kinsley Smith ripping that high side, looks really good sitting there in that top lane. But it's just going to be hard to be fast and consistent here, and making sure you have good exit speed is going to be crucial tonight.
And I believe I actually left Kinsley Smith out when we were talking about those Trash Panda Autosport guys earlier. I know he runs for them as well. I was just going through the names in the Discord and realized I left him out there. So sorry about that, Kinsley. Definitely looking for a big night out of the Trash Panda Autosport guys. Don't have our other race winner in here tonight, Frank Marchese, but everyone currently in terms of the points is going to be chasing Mr. Jamie Horn, who is currently second, I believe, in terms of fastest practice time, second to Kirby Wainscott, who went out there and ran it, looks like right at maybe 300ths faster than Jamie Horn. But Kirby Wainscott been having a lot of success out here as well. But everyone going to be chasing Jamie in the points right now. And Auto Club's going to be a really fun track to do it. I believe we're probably going to bring up the points here to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get the point standings up before this ends here. You just saw your top 1 through 8 drivers across your string there. Hunter was talking about Jamie Horn. Definitely getting out to a little bit of a lead there. So it says minus 28 points behind the leader. That's not true. He is actually right at the lead, so he cannot be minus 28 points. But he's currently sitting at 155 points. You got Kirby Wainscott behind him. Brandon Lopez in 3rd place. Frank Marchese, who I don't see has joined yet. Last I heard from his teammate, he might be fighting some traffic at home, trying to get back, but hopefully he can get in here at time. Steven Bonomo with a really good run, sitting in 5th place right now on the points. Greg McConey had to miss a race and working his way back up, moving up 5 spots last week. Hunter Simpson and Brandon Trush, and then breaking it down over here to your 9 through 16 on the leaderboard. Gary Armijo, Justin McMahon moving up 3 spots from last week. Bill Gentry moving up a spot. Zachary Baker and Dagan Barnes both dropping on the leaderboard. Kinsley Smith moving up with a good run. Kevin Tankos, Daniel Wilkerson makes 15 and 16. And then for the last of the leaderboard here, Joe Tardif, Tyler Millette, Thomas McLaughlin, Barry Nelson, and Christian Morris. And remember, these drivers do get 2 drop races over the course of the season, so this leaderboard can shake up right before playoffs, and playoffs is coming up pretty quick.
Right around the corner, man. We are all only on our 4th official race. We did have that preseason race at Monza, which I'm sure will live in infamy in these drivers' minds. It'll also live in infamy in my mind, because I was trying to broadcast that one and it was just a nightmare. So, but a good time was had by all, and we are sure to have us a good night here at Auto Club. Just finished up with our practice session. Going to be getting started with our qualifying here in just a second, and then they will have one more 5-minute warm-up session before we get over to the racing. How important is your qualifying time? And this is for Baker or John, as I'm not the one with the wheel in my hands at any point. How important is qualifying at Auto Club? I know some guys like to start from the back and work their way up. Other guys like to stay out front. Is Auto Club one of those tracks that is conducive to being able to move up from the back successfully?
Well, yeah, I think there's definitely passing opportunities here because of just how the track is, and a lot of drafting allows for a lot of passing. But track position is always going to be important. I think somebody might have a poor qualifying run and be able to make their way up, and also they might not, if someone starts up front and doesn't save their tires well, they might fall back. But I still would want to prioritize that track position because of how hairy this restart, well, even the start of the race is going to be. Any restart is going to be a little bit hairy because you could get up to 4 or 5 wide going into turn 1 here. So I would much rather be closer to the front when everything starts going crazy than be in the middle of the potential crazy.
No, I agree with that completely. I mean, you're never really going to hear me argue for track position too much at many tracks, but I think this is one of the tracks that track position is definitely ideal, definitely key. Fuel strategy is going to go a long ways. We kind of made a mistake on the fuel window that we set for these races about 2 races ago, and drivers ended up loving it, so we kept that happy little mistake, as Bob Ross would say. And fuel is definitely going to be a big factor tonight, a big strategy. You might see some guys out here hitting the clutch, going around corners, trying to save up a little bit, but that's why you need that track position early on, so you're out front and you kind of control the race and your strategy is more at play. You're not going to catch a ton of draft at this track, more what we describe punching a hole through the air. You can get a little bit of draft, but it's going to be more like punching a hole through the air to keep up with the pack, so that's going to be kind of ideal, and trying to use the opposite lane of whatever the guy in front of you is doing to get around him in 1 and 2.
I feel like a lot of our broadcasting career could be described as happy little trees, but someone who didn't have a happy little tree was, I did just see Kirby Wainscott. I believe he was trying to finish up his 2nd qualifying lap, did bounce off the wall a little bit there, but we are starting to see some of these qualifying times roll in here. Looks like Hunter Simpson in that 33 machine is currently going to be our pole sitter with a 39.22, which is going to beat Jamie Horn's lap time by just under a 10th, rather, excuse me. Kensley Smith going to come out there with a blazer of a time as well, going to get 2nd place away. Got most of our guys out here qualifying right now. Someone else happy to have out here with us tonight for the very first time is we've got the number 7 of Jake Euler. I believe he already qualified. It looks like he's going to be sitting in 6th place for qualifying. I know he's been redoing his setup and everything, been moving into a new house, had a lot of cool stuff going on, but we haven't had the opportunity to have him out on the track here with us yet, and we're going to have that number 7 machine in here with us tonight.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what Jake does. I was watching him a little bit in practice, and he was ripping the fence, so I'm excited to see how he's going to race, and glad that he's going to be able to join us finally. So we're excited to have him here with us.
Yeah, Jake's a good guy. Last saw him get his win in that Sunbelt Racing League, Sunbelt Reynolds Cup Series, actually at Richmond, in kind of a dramatic fashion. If you want to see that video, it's actually on our TikTok. the way he pulled it out, was able to squeeze through traffic, beat the wreck, and come around, take the win at Richmond there. But good racer, got a good head on his shoulders, very clean driver, but also knows how to get aggressive and stick his elbows out and push his way to the front.
Also, is going to be looking for a big win here tonight. Greg McConey out there finishing up his first lap. Don't know that he's going to have enough time to get that second lap in, but that first qualifying lap is going to be good enough to get him the 8th place position. We will get you over to the lineup for this race once everyone gets gridded up for the actual race itself. But we do have that one more 5-minute warm-up for these guys to check it out one more time, maybe try to jump in and see what the pit road is going to look like. I can definitely imagine this being a track where we have some green flag pit stops, so want to make sure that you know how to get down pit road and not completely ruin your race. We've got a lot of really, really strong drivers out here, and when you have drivers of this quality, and especially at a big, long track like Auto Club, a lot of times it can come down to something as simple as making sure you have a good green flag pit stop, and that could be the entirety of your 110 lap race.
Yeah, and with that said, we are going to take a quick commercial break while we get some things set up ready here and get ready to roll as these drivers get in the warm-up, and we will be right back to grid this thing off.
Yeah.
And we are back. Got some of these drivers out here getting some laps in just to finish up the warm-up, get that race set ready to go, figure out how you're going to run your line. We like to allow a little bit of a warm-up session, even though this is a fixed league, because sometimes you practice a different way than your race. You qualify a lot different way than your race, so it lets these guys kind of get in the mindset, I've already qualified, I don't have to go out here and hot lap it now. It's just time to get my race pace set and figure out how we're going to do this thing for 110 laps. As we watch Greg McConey come around here, setting the second fastest time right now in the warm-up session. Jamie Horn holding first place in the warm-up session right now. Looking at the weather, though, sorry, what I don't want to forget, looking at the weather, 72 degrees track temp, 71 outside. Humidity's about 50% right now, partly cloudy. Not a lot of external forces going to play on this track tonight with not a lot of wind, but it's definitely going to be a fun one. Definitely should be a lot of grip out there for these drivers.
Going to kind of build off that point you're making there where you're talking about how practice or qualifying time isn't going to be your race time, and that's, I think, especially true at a track like Auto Club. We talked about it a little bit earlier about how Auto Club just likes to eat up your tires, and if you're out here running qualifying times at Auto Club, you're not going to have any tires on that car in about 15 laps, and I think that's really going to be kind of one of the keys to the race, is kind of seeing the balance between how drivers, how hard they push it, especially early in the run, and then kind of seeing how that builds into we do end up having those long green flag runs, if they're going to make sure that they still have any tire left under it to still be able to put down a good time. Also saw where Forge Val was in the comments saying that Monza gives him PTSD flashbacks, and brother, me too.
Maybe next year it should be a points race. No, just kidding. Never in ever should it be a points race.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we'll go back to Monza. It was a good, fun time for a preseason race, but that's one I think we'll just kind of erase from the whiteboard and move on.
We did it.
It was fun.
It happened.
Real. It was real.
Been
It
real,
was
been fun. I don't know if it was
real.
real fun. Exactly.
All together.
All together now, boys. But I do think it is going to be a very fun night tonight. Before we get this thing gridded up here, who y'all got taking home the checkered flag here in this thing?
I'm going to go first because I don't want you guys to pick my pick, but I'm going with Greg McConey tonight. I've raced against him here at this track. He's pretty fast, knows how to save the tires. Get me Greg McConey, and finishing in top 3, I also want Hunter Simpson, and give me Kinsley Smith.
Going for a double TPA top 3.
Yeah, the little trifecta.
Baker, what about you?
I will say I'll take Jamie Horn bringing home the win. Greg and Coney going to get up there, and you know what? I'm gonna go out on a limb here. First race here. Let's see what Jake Euler can do, and maybe Jake Euler will bring home a top 3.
Actually took my pick right out of my mouth. I was going Jake Euler with the win, and then top 3 I'm gonna have Hunter Simpson and Brandon Trush.
Let's start this off here.
Happy to do that for you, sir. Starting in the pole position here tonight for our Race That Auto Club, we're going to have the 33 machine of Hunter Simpson. Starting in second place, we have Kinsley Smith of the Trash Panda Auto Sport team. Starting in third place, we've got the 98 car of Jamie Horn, our current points leader. Starting fourth place, we've got his teammate, Mr. Brandon Trush.
Speed it up. Speed it up.
Kirby Wainscott going to be starting in fifth. New to the league, Jake Euler starting sixth. Brandon Lopez going to be starting in seventh. Greg McConey starting eighth. Steve Bonobo starting ninth. Daniel Wilkerson in 10th. Tana Millette in 11th. Justin McMahon 12. Gary Armijo 13. Dagan Barnes 14. Thomas McLaughlin 15. Zach Baker 16. And Bill Gentry 17 as the pace car makes the hard left-hand turn, and we are getting underway here in the Knapp Daddy Cup Series at Auto Club. Big checkup down there on the low side.
Yeah, that's what I was saying about these starts and restarts. It's going to be a little bit hairy because of how spread out everyone can be on these starts. But everyone looks like they're handling pretty well as we go through 1 and 2.
Yeah, you're going to see these guys get all sorts of spread out here immediately at Auto Club. But you basically have somewhere between 4 and 5 lanes of racing at some points in this track. So these guys are going to be absolutely all over the place, just trying to find their line and exactly where they want to be out there on the track. You can kind of see that happening right now as you see guys kind of just dancing between the different lines of the track. I saw Tyler Millette there in that 94 car going up and down.
Saw Kinsley Smith get a good jump right there, and Hunter Simpson fell back to third on the start. Jamie Horn already moving up one position, and I saw, I believe it was Brandon Lopez trying to make a few moves on the bottom there on that start. But also Kirby Wainscott looking pretty good here at the start too.
Yeah, we just
one thing
saw
I'm kind of noticing.
Greg McConey shoot low below Brandon Trush and take that position away. Now on the high side here, looking just a little bit further back. Got Jake Euler taking that high side. Kirby, Wayne Scott, Brandon Lopez in that 5 car. It took me a second to recognize that new scheme. Lopez usually running the Taco Bell design car, but tonight we're in the Red Bull 5. Still ripping the high side.
One thing I kind of noticed right off the bat was I saw a lot of the guys kind of dancing between the lanes, trying to figure out where they want to be. Look how steady Kensley Smith and Jamie Horn are keeping their cars right now. There's almost no movement between the lanes. It just looks like they're just kind of flowing through the track. It's almost like they're like carving on a longboard or something like that, where it's just very planned and calculated. Going to save a lot more tires doing that versus kind of dancing quickly between the lanes, which is very tempting to do. You got so much room here at Auto Club and you're so fast. You just want to get behind that car that's in front of you, like you talked about earlier, kind of punch through the air. But I was seeing a lot of the guys on the straightaways kind of drift up to that high side, and then everyone kind of picks their lane as we go into entry here.
Yeah, a lot of
Ray
movement
McConey
up
making
there.
another move too.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was looking at. McConey trying to move up. Brandon Lopez looks pretty fast there on that high side too. Going to have a really good exit underneath Hunter Simpson. My thing is, I don't know how long that high side is going to last. You can do it to make passes, but over time, you really have to watch out. And this track's so heavy on exit. I mean, entry is good. You got to have a good entry, but I think exit here is critical to having a good run and a long, sustainable run.
That's where you're going to get all that speed to actually be able to kind of complete those passes. You do all the work trying to jump down a lane, trying to get behind somebody else, whatever the case may be. You can see the battle kind of going on right now up there at the front with Greg McConey and just get in front of Brandon Lopez. He's trying to get up there involved with Jamie Horn as well. It looks like Kirby Wainscott has gotten around Jamie Horn for that second place position. He's moving his way on up. Looks like Greg McConey's trying to follow close behind as soon as he can complete this pass on the number 5 of Brandon Lopez.
Yeah, Kirby had a great practice, and I didn't get to see his lap, but I just saw his lap time, and he was looking really good. And I know qualifying were decent, maybe not as good as he was hoping, but he's definitely been making some moves to start this race.
McConey almost around Lopez. I don't know if he's going to get it. Oh, Lopez hits the wall coming out of turn 2 there. McConey slides right in front of Brandon Lopez. Lopez going to try to shoot low. A good drive out might have it here, but you got to be quick on that exit. McConey just a little bit faster right now.
Looks like Lopez is going to lose that position to Jake Euler as well. That's what happens if you get in the wrong line on the exit of the turn. You were just saying it's all about the exit. And if you don't have the exit, you might get passed by a few guys.
Yeah, now Hunter Simpson looking to the bottom side of Brandon Lopez here.
Looking like a really good battle kind of cooking up there up front as these guys all kind of battle for position. Got a ways to go before anything is for points. We will be dealing those points as discussed earlier on that stage at lap 50. These guys do get points, for leading a lap. We don't do points for each individual lap led, just for getting into the race lead. Currently, the only one that's going to is to Mr. Kensley Smith, who's gotten out front and is doing a really good job of maintaining that position right now. About a half a second ahead of Kirby Wainscott, just under a second ahead of Jamie Horn in 3rd place. Greg McConey's about 1.3 seconds back right now, but he's getting a big push from Jake Euler right now.
Yeah, Jake took a really good run off of turn 2 from the high side and was pushing him all the way down the backstretch. Then went to the bottom trying to get around him, but that opened the door for Lopez to get on his outside and for Hunter Simpson to maybe get up there. I don't know. Hunter Simpson's going to drive to the inside now.
Even Bonomo right there coming in hot. That number 9 car gets right up to the bumper of Brandon Trush and then dives down low. It's like he was trying to follow in behind Hunter Simpson, not quite able to catch that draft lane though. But he is still going to complete that pass over Brandon Trush, move himself up into the 9th position right now. I mean, at the end of the day, it's still just such a long race. You've got so many things to take into account, whether that be, how you're able to manage your tires or pit road strategy or anything like that. So even these guys that are a little bit further back, we've got 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th that are about 5 seconds back. That's Gary Armijo, Bill Gentry, Dagan Barnes, and Thomas McLaughlin, who we're glad to have back with us. Had to miss the last 2 races due to I believe had some work that he had to do out of the country, so now he's back with us out on the track. But you are far from out of it, even if you're sitting in dead last right now. There's still so much racing left to do here, and really anything could happen. These guys doing a really good job of keeping it clean right now, though.
The big thing that I'm noticing right now, Kinsley Smith, Kirby Wayne Scott, as they are entering turns 1 and 2, they are sticking to that high side. They are committed to it, and they are making up some ground there and pulling away a little bit from guys like Jamie Horn and Greg McConey. But both of those guys are both trying to stay low, get the tires down to the line. I really think that's going to pay dividends here in the next 15 laps or so. I believe that you'll see Jamie Horn catch up to the bumper of Kinsley Smith if this trend continues like it is.
And even kind of looking back at, guys like you said, like Greg McConey definitely getting a little bit, at least a lane lower, even than Brandon Lopez there in the number 5 car. Looks like Jake Euler was kind of running that midline where he's not quite as high as guys like Kinsley Smith or Kirby Wayne Scott, but he's also not going quite as low as like you're seeing what Jamie Horn. Jamie Horn goes almost all the way to the bottom of the track. Even compared to guys like Greg McConey or Jake Euler, he's getting a lot lower there. Hunter Simpson, looking like he's kind of tracking lower as well.
Yeah, I think 3 and 4, staying low is just ideal with these next-gen cars. 1 and 2, you can definitely take the high side, but it's going to rip your tires up just a little bit more. It's going to feel very fast. This is one of the most tempting tracks to run the high side on because you feel so fast up there, but the problem is just how much it burns it up. And it's like you don't even know it's burning it up until it reaches a point, and 1 lap later, you can't turn the car anymore. Brandon Lopez getting around Jamie Horn, now trying to make a move here on Kirby Wayne Scott.
Yeah, Brandon Lopez is going to be one I want to watch over the next 15 laps to see how he maintains. Because he has been ripping that fence and probably wearing out his tires by doing that. We'll see. I don't know how much the tires are going to fall off on a super long run. I don't know how many drivers did that in practice. But he has been stuck and glued to that wall from the start of this race. Obviously, as I say that, he moves down in 3 and 4. Yeah, he did get up there in 1 and 2. Looked really close.
Looked like he tried to Hail Melon it around the corner there just a little bit. So for guys that are a little bit further back right now, I know you talked about, especially for such a big track, Auto Club not really having a ton of draft, but like when you go back and look at like 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, Bill Gentry, Gary Armijo, Dagan Barnes, and Thomas McLaughlin. So look, for example, looking at Dagan Barnes and Thomas McLaughlin there. Do those guys like really need to be on each other's bumper to try to move forward, or is that not really going to make as much of a difference in speed as you would think?
I have my opinions, Baker. What do you think?
I mean, it's not really. They're not going to gain by doing that.
Yeah.
Like the draft does, come into effect on the straightaways when you have a group of cars. 2 cars aren't going to be able to catch up to a group. And also then in the turns, you have to make sure you stay away from each other. So that's what's going to make it tricky. Like they might be trying to work together back there, but they're not going to make up time by doing that.
Like Kirby
Here's
Wayne
an interesting
Scott.
strategy going on here.
Yeah.
Lap 17, Kirby Wayne Scott going to go ahead and bring it down pit road, give up second place where he was running very, very well. Got to think that that's a strategy play. Didn't see anything happen that would lead me to believe that he needed to go down pit road there. So very interested to see how that ends up playing out for him. Got Country Chick in the comments saying, let's go number 94. Rooting for that 94 machine of Tyler Millette, currently running in 8th place.
Yeah, and if you're picking a Doghouse Racing League driver like Brandon Lopez, Jamie Horn, Hunter Simpson, Tyler Millette, Brandon Trush, even recently Just McMahon, Daniel Wilkerson, Bill Gentry, Gary Armijo, all those guys in the Doghouse Racing League. When I started racing Doghouse Racing League probably 2 years ago, man, they tore this track up. They were so good at this track. They went to this track a lot, especially for recruitment races and stuff like that. So I know these guys, some of the OGs of that league, know how to get around this track very well, are very used to it, used to racing together on this track too, which makes it even more of a big deal.
Oh, Greg McConey down pit road.
Yeah. It didn't look like Kirby took tires. I might have to go back and double check that. He might have done maybe 2 tires.
Greg definitely didn't. Greg definitely just took gas. Very curious to see how that's going to shape out. Michael Lopez in the comments saying, let's go Brandon Lopez, number 5. Brandon Lopez, top 3 tonight. I am calling it. You, sir, would be in the money right now. Brandon Lopez currently up there. Going to be running in, I believe that's going to be 2nd place. Right behind Kensley Smith. Got some other cars up there in the mix as well. Some of those are the guys that are just now coming off of pit road.
Kinsley Smith is now bringing it in too.
Jamie Horn just a little bit loose coming out of that corner there. That's going to make Brandon Lopez your new leader.
That is going to put Brandon Lopez in the lead. As long as he can hold off Jamie Horn here, he's going to get those bonus points for a lap led. Again, you just get the bonus points for leading a lap. We don't count every single lap led as bonus points, but
that would be crazy.
Hey, some people do it. Some people do it.
That's why I say it. And it is crazy.
But currently, Brandon Lopez is going to remain in your race lead. Jamie Horn is actually your 2nd place driver up there. Greg McConey going to be your only driver, currently a lap down alongside Kirby Wayne Scott. You can see both Kirby and Greg McConey in that lead pack right there. They are both a lap down currently. Kirby would be in position to get that lap back in the case of a caution, or if we do end up going all the way to lap 50 for our stage caution. Looks like we got Zach Baker down on pit road as well. He's just now coming off of pit road.
Especially with that, stage and being at lap 50. Some of these guys, if they can't make it that far, are going to be really tight on gas. So you got to make sure you can at least run at the least 25 laps. Maybe they're stopping early for a reason that we don't really know necessarily, but I'm not quite sure of the fuel window yet.
Maybe
John, did you take a look at that yet?
I did not. Look, Jake Euler with a run on the back bumper of Hunter Simpson. Let's call him Daniel Wilkerson. Daniel used to drive a car similar to that. The Alabama on the side. Jamie Horn getting to the back of Jake Euler there. All 3 of those guys on top of Brandon Lopez, Kirby Wayne Scott. Lopez still your leader. Hunter Simpson on a fly pass here with a good run on the outside. Jake Euler trying to follow in. And he's going to have a run there too. Yeah,
we talked about earlier, not really going to have a draft at Auto Club. We are kind of able to punch through the air a little bit better. I think you're kind of able to see that run that Hunter Simpson was just able to get. And it looked like Jamie Horn was kind of trying to ride behind Jake Euler and use that momentum as well. You're about to say something about the fuel mileage?
Yeah, I'm trying to think about the strategy that Greg McConey, Kirby Wayne Scott, Zachary Baker is trying to employ here, but I'd like to think that they're taking fuel now. They're going to pit again before the stage break and take 4 tires. And maybe come out of the stage break out front, but I'm not sure. Those guys were fast as it was before, so maybe they're thinking these guys are going to run it a little long and take 4 tires, but we'll have to see.
See, because when I saw those guys coming down, it looked like gas and go. So that kind of led me to believe that they weren't 100% sure they could make it to the stage on gas. And if that's the case, then I can understand wanting to pit a little bit earlier, because then you're expecting at least some of the guys to wait until the last second to go get their gas. So then you'll be able to cycle back out in front of them. Or you're expecting, if it's going to be that tight, maybe some guys might try to push it and not make it, and you can get past them as well. And that's the immediate thought I have for why you would bring it down. 3-lap 20 and a 50-lap run.
Yeah, I can see them also just doing a gas and go here too, just so they can make it to the end of the stage and wait for those guys to pit, hopefully get all the way around. I'm not sure. I don't think anybody would pit if they could. Oh, Hunter Simpson gets a little loose. Able to save it.
That was really close and a good save.
Jamie Horn, Brandon Lopez, Kirby Wainscott, all three getting around that. And this is where I think that low line is going to really start playing, where you were taking it early in the race. Going to have a little bit more tire out there to play with. Brandon Lopez looking low.
I think Jamie Horn's going to get the race lead for that last lap as well. Currently for those cars that pitted, Greg McConey, Kirby Wainscott, Kinsley Smith, and Zach Baker. Greg McConey is currently out in front of Jamie Horn. So that actually means that Greg is technically on the lead lap here. Kirby Wainscott would be in the position to get the lap back in the case of a yellow flag. You can see him up there currently running right behind that number 5 machine of Brandon Lopez.
Yeah, I'm going to cut back here just a little bit. Well, I believe Thomas McLaughlin, not sure if he's going to be out or just blinking out on me. I couldn't catch up with him there, but Bill Gentry able to get around Daniel Wilkerson. That's for 9th place. Sitting in 8th place, Just McMahon up 4 spots. He's trying to get around Kinsley Smith, who is a lap down. Brandon Trush, Stephen Bonomo, and Tyler Millette all in a little battle right here, trying to catch up with Jake Euler. Not too far off either.
Seen some big movers already as well tonight. Brandon Lopez started in 7th place. He's obviously up there running in 2nd, right behind Jamie Horn, who now has that race lead. Jake Euler up a couple spots, started in 6th, up to 4th now. Tyler Millette going to be a big mover on the night currently. Started in 11th, up into our top 5 right now, rounding out our top 5 to be exact. Bill Gentry's been a man on a mission as well, though we've seen that out of him I believe in pretty much every race we've had this season so far. Bill started back in 17th, and he's up in our top 10 now. Currently in 9th, trying to run down that number 3 of Justin McMahon.
Yeah, Bill's been fast this year, and he's been putting down some times that are like, not even times, it's just sometimes you put the cameras on him and he just takes off. Built for the spotlight. And if you ever talk to Bill, you would know that is true. He is absolutely built for the spotlight. I need to get an interview
And
with
if you've never heard Bill give an interview, you want Bill in the spotlight. You need Bill in the spotlight.
Hunter Simpson getting around Jake Euler here now on the bumper of Brandon Lopez. That is going to be for 3rd place. Lopez sitting in 2nd right now, right in front of Simpson in that 5 car. Simpson with a good run on the bottom side.
Brandon Lopez and Hunter Simpson battling it out there for the 3rd place position. Jake Euler sitting right there behind them, looking for his opportunity. Jake Euler still letting it skate all the way up at the high side. Tyler Millette looking for his opportunity as well. He's sitting there right in the middle of the track, just waiting for his opportunity to make a move.
Interesting enough, I haven't seen that tire wear really come into play yet. I mean, you might not be able to run your fastest lap ever, but you know, no one's really leaving someone else. They're not really driving away from each other.
So like we have Dagan Barnes bringing it down pit road. He's going to, oops, he missed his top just a little bit there. He's going to back it in. We're all good there. There, he found it. Okay, good job.
So we got Thomas McLaughlin bringing it down with pit road as well. Tyler Millette trying to get around. Now Stephen Bonomo looking for the inside.
Tyler Millette's been a big mover tonight.
Yeah, Tyler Millette's driving a new car too, so you know he's feeling pretty good. Looks pretty similar to what he used to drive, but that is a brand new scheme. See if we can pull it up just a little bit closer for you. Got to give credit where the credit's due when people bring out new schemes for the races. That's a good looking car.
I don't know who does his paint schemes. He might do them himself, but either way, really slick looking car. Just heard over the radio the number 7 of Jake Euler going to drop out of 3rd place and bring it down pit road. Now I really am starting to wonder if these guys are thinking, can I make it on gas or not?
Nice little drone shot from Danny the drone cam. He circles around pit road up there. Also got Danny working overtime, catching more of the action as he circles the entire track tonight.
Very nice. Good work.
Stephen Bonomo trying to get around Brandon Trush there. Not going to quite have it.
Now, Brandon Trush, I do know who does his paint schemes. And if you want one like Brandon Trush's, you can head on over to knappdaddyracing.com. Same thing for Jamie Horn.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. That's a nice looking paint scheme right there on Mr. Brandon Trush's car. Whew.
For anyone at home, if you couldn't hear it, John was patting himself on the back there.
Hey, this is the Knapp Daddy Racing League. We got to show a little bit of love to our Knapp Daddy schemes out here. Thank you to all the support. For all the people feeding my dogs and child at home, I appreciate it a ton. Come get your paint schemes at knappdaddyracing.com. Just add a lot of new content to the website today. And also, hold up. Coming back tonight, Jake Euler in that Knapp Daddy scheme there. That one, honestly, is one of my favorites that I've done.
Really?
Looks good.
It took a lot of work, but I really like that one a lot.
Speaking of Jake Euler, he just took 4 tires. So coming out of the pits, he came out pretty far behind those few only guys. But so Jake took 4. It looks like we said that Kinsley took 4. And we know that Kirby and Greg took gas and go. They did a gas and go. So we'll see where this ends up in about 14 or 15 laps here. But I don't think the guys are going to make it to the end of the stage. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think everyone's going to, at least since these guys are trickling in here.
Be the case. Jamie Horn pitting. Bill Gentry also going to be bringing it in this time by. That is going to leave Hunter Simpson out on the racetrack and in your race lead. Second place is going to be Tyler Millette at this point in that 94 machine. Up 9 spots. Brandon Trush currently sitting in 3rd place there. All of them still out on the track. Definitely seen a lot of different strategies out of these drivers here tonight to negotiate the fuel strategy. Hunter Simpson just comes over the radio, says that he's going to go ahead and bring it down.
And
we have got a yellow flag coming out here.
And that throws a wrench in a lot of driver strategy here. See if we can go back and see what happened there. Is Dagan Barnes trying to exit the pit, hits a little bit of that apron, slides up the track. Fortunately, nobody gets into him. Wow. That was very close. I want to go back and watch that again.
And then, unfortunately, Gary Armijo gets clipped right at the very end of all of that, though.
I
was going to say he got into
just-
Gary as well.
I thought he just missed it.
No, he started rolling
Nope.
forward right at the last second, and Gary gets clipped. It's very close.
Oh, I didn't see the second part of that.
That's going to trap. Looks like it traps Brandon Lopez, Kinsley Smith, Jake Euler, Justin McMahon, Zach Baker, Bill Gentry, and Thomas McLaughlin all a lap down right now. There might be a little bit of cleaning up to do here with the grid.
Let's
We'll
see.
get it all figured out and sorted out.
Simpson, Millette, Trush goes down. Armijo goes down. So it looks like all these guys a lap down will get their lap back via the wave around.
Yeah. Yes, looks like they will.
We're watching some of these drivers come back out here on the track and get everything sorted back out. Want to flip over to our cockpit cam with Greg McConey. Greg makes his way around here behind the pace car. He's sitting behind Bill Gentry right now. See Just McMahon in front of him. We're working with some of our new cockpit cams tonight. Greg's one of the admins here at Knapp Daddy Racing League. Put together a really good schedule for these drivers. And happy to have them over here with that Trash Panda Autosport team.
Let's give a big shout out to all these driver cams too. I know that was a lot of work to get that all figured out. Who all do we have tonight?
Right now we have, I have one, but it does not have a camera up right now, but I have Greg McConey. We also have Mr. Jamie Horn. And also, I have got Dagan Barnes, who is currently sitting in the pits. We'll see how he's doing as he's sitting in the pits trying to get it back going again. But doubling them back up right now. Kirby Wainscott's going to be leading that inside row. Greg McConey there on the outside. These drivers do get the choice to pick. And we will have a stage break at lap 50. Pit road will close at lap 48. I don't think most of these guys will be taking pit roads between 48 and lap 50. But they will reopen during the stage caution. Tyler Millette, Brandon Trush sitting in that second row. Hunter Simpson and Jamie Horn behind them. Pace car is off. And we are back racing.
Saw another little checkup down there on the low side. Looks like Brandon Lopez was trying to get it going. Kinsley Smith almost got in the back of them there, but they were able to all get around there. Jake Euler making a big move to the outside as well.
Remember, Kirby and Greg are on older tires than most of the people in this field right now, too. So it'll be interesting to see if they can hold on to their track position before the end of the stage.
Lots of different battles going on out on the track. You got battle in the middle right now going on. That's going to be Brandon Lopez, Kensley Smith, Jake Euler, all there in that mix. They're all battling to remain inside the top 10. We got another battle up there at the front. You see, it's going to be Kirby Wayne Scott there on the low side. He's right there with Justin McMahon. Justin McMahon going to be one lap down right this second, but is in the position to get that lap back pretty much immediately as soon as the yellow flag comes out.
Look at Brandon Trush getting around the leader. Greg McConey up into the wall. Trush gets around. Jamie Horner follows behind. McConey back to third. Simpson trying to catch up. Tyler Millette fresh on his bumper, fresh on his heels, trying to get around, maybe looking on that outside here. Millette's going to take that high side. He might have a really fast run here with only 5 laps to go. You got to send it. Try to get those stage points. I expect to see him pull right up to the bumper of Hunter Simpson here.
And a reminder, the yellow flag for the stage will come out when the 10th place driver crosses the line, so we make sure that everyone is in their correct position and we can get the points all lined up correctly. As first place through 10th will pick up some bonus points based on where they finish at the stage. Everyone kind of stepping on it right now.
Yeah, Jamie Horn getting around Brandon Trush there in that 23 car. Right behind them, Justin McMahon trying to get around Greg McConey on the high side. Hunter Simpson giving McMahon a little bit of a push. Try to get him through. He needs a good fast run into this corner. McMahon is a lap down, so he is fighting to get that lap back when this stage caution comes out.
And he's going to be in a good position to get that back here. Bill Gentry's going to be the closest other car. A lap down, he's a little bit further back in the pack right now, currently sitting in the 14th position. So Justin's going to be in a good position to get that lap back here.
And the more this run goes on, the more I think Tyler Millette might have a car here to do something. I could see him just sitting back on it right now, just waiting.
He's been
I was watching him a little bit in practice, too.
Well.
Yeah, he looked really good in practice, and he's been moving up through the field really well tonight.
And pit lane is going to be closed here at lap 48. This run will continue until the 10th place car crosses the line to make it to lap 51.
So at least as far as I know, as far as how like the pit cycles have gone out and everything like that, I think Kirby Wayne Scott and Greg McConey are still on their old tires. So here on, lap 48 here as we're about to come into the end of this stage here, you got to think that their tires are struggling a little bit at this point.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
And I think they had a pretty good strategy that was kind of messed up there by the caution. Now, that is racing, and that does happen sometimes. Jamie Horn coming up to the bumper of Dagan Barnes here, who is a lap down.
No, I think that he's coming up to, looks like Daniel Wilkerson.
Oh, I'm sorry, I can't see. I just had a whole talk with somebody today about color blindness. And here
That's
I
a
am.
red car. I mean, that move. Oh, Hunter Simpson gets right to his bumper.
He wants it. He wants these stage points.
To make a move. Jamie Horn with a big block there. Brandon Trush sitting right there in the 3rd place position. They're racing to the line here for these stage points. It's going to be really, really close. Jamie Horn still maintaining that lead. Hunter Simpson trying to race him out. Jamie with a really good run there as we go into the final turn. And it is going to be Jamie Horn. Good battle there to close this stage out. Caution comes out. That is our lap 51 stage. Congratulations to your top 10 for those bonus points there. Those will go to Jamie Horn, Hunter Simpson, Brandon Trush, Brandon Lopez, Tyler Millette, Greg McConey, Stephen Bonomo, Jake Euler, Kirby Wayne Scott, and Gary Armijo in that order. Justin McMahon will be your lucky dog here and will get his lap back. That will move him into the 13th position on the lead lap. Bill Gentry will be the first car a lap down once we get this thing restarted.
I just had Jamie Horn's camera up there, and I think it was chapstick, but part of my brain wants to think that he's taking smelling salts. I don't think he's taking smelling salts. It looked like chapstick now that I think about it, but could you imagine just ripping the salts out here before you get a good run?
Yeah, that'd be... I mean, I'd respect
Salt,
it.
then the
That
pit,
would be kind of
right?
crazy. Who all do we have for cameras tonight?
We have Jamie Horn, Dagan Barnes, and Greg McConey. And then one other mysterious camera that does not have any visual here, but it is there.
Can we say hi to Greg?
Yeah, let's say hi to Greg. Pop in on Greg and see how his old pit strategies can be going to go here. Bunch of these guys bringing it down pit road here. McMahon getting his lucky dog there. Bill Gentry coming down. Thomas McLaughlin coming down. I think Daniel Wilkerson might have stayed out.
It's like Daniel Wilkerson stayed out, and it looks like Dagan Barnes also stayed out. So that's Daniel Wilkerson, who is 1 lap down, and Dagan Barnes, who is 6 laps down.
They should be taking the wave around here shortly. I'm not sure what happened to Daniel on the end of that last run. Maybe he just missed the restart or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that, but while we were here and got a little bit of time, I would like to see if we might be able to pull over a driver.
I see what happened to Daniel.
Don't leave me in suspense like that.
Yeah, let me know. Come on. Got people waiting.
I'm waiting to see. It's like he had a little bump. Maybe he had an issue going into turn 1 with his whole system or something. And then I think ended up potentially towing. I'm not sure what happened that caused that. But yeah, he got bumped right under that last restart and then had to tow. So maybe something came up and he just missed the restart, unfortunately. But good to have Daniel back out here, obviously, and doing good. Now, I don't know what happened that caused that, but he ended up having to tow right before that last caution.
Interesting. Either way, he's going to pick up a wave around here and rejoin the back of the field here. And looks like your standings once we do get this thing going back green here is going to be Hunter Simpson starting this thing in first place, looking like he is going to start on the inside lane. Brandon Trush in that 23 car going to be starting on the high side in second. Tyler Millette starting in third place. Steve Bonomo in fourth. Greg McConey in fifth. Brandon Lopez in sixth. Jake Euler going to be restarting in seventh. Kirby Wayne Scott restarting in eighth. Zach Baker in ninth. And Kensley Smith in 10th. Pace car makes the hard left turn, and we are about to get back underway to racing here. Green flag in the air. Lap 54 has begun, and we are back to racing here at Auto Club in the Knapp Daddy Cup Series. Big restart there for Mr. Hunter Simpson, already getting chased on the low side by Tyler Millette. Greg McConey also pushing up there. Brandon Trush on that high side, trying to make a push, see if he can't get himself in lead. He's going to get right to the bumper of Hunter Simpson.
Jake Euler wasting no time, get to the bottom there of Kensley Smith, trying to get around him. Kirby Wayne Scott there on the high side, not going to make it 3 wide here as Kensley Smith gets right behind Kirby Wayne Scott. Looking a little bit further.
Kirby's going to try and make up. Yeah.
Kirby Wayne Scott.
He's going to try to make up a lot of position now since he lost some ground right at the end of that stage because of that different tire strategy. Lucky for him then that he's got 2 sets of tires now sitting in the pits for the rest of this race. Most of these other guys only have 1 set now.
Yeah, something to definitely think about how many tires you got sitting in the bank there. Somebody that's full sending it right now, Tyler Millette. He is currently up 9 spots tonight on the bumper of Simpson. Looks to the low side, trying to get around. He's going to almost take the lead lap, or take the lead for that lap there. Not able to clear Simpson in time. Riding that bottom, though, I love that strategy.
Going on right behind. Well, look at the spread on these guys. You got Kensley Smith down there in that number 15, going all the way to the bottom, then all the way up, snakes it right back in front of that number 10 of Kirby Wayne Scott. You got guys all over the place running their different lines.
Yeah, guy we haven't talked about a lot tonight, Zachary Baker in that 12 car. He's currently up 7 spots right now.
Oh, that's a cluster. That's a big cluster. Guys going all over the place.
Oh, no, that is Kensley Smith that is turned around there. Trying to catch up to see who else involved in that. It's like Jamie Horn. That right front is not spinning a bit. Kensley Smith involved. Brandon Lopez involved. Hunter Simpson involved.
I was right there at the front in that battle. You have to go back and check in and see exactly what happened there.
See if we can back this up a little bit and get from behind that big pylon post. Scoring tower. Looks like it starts right here, coming in 3 and 4. Millette comes up a little bit and gets into the door of Brandon Trush. Looks like he got a little loose. Trush gets loose. Millette gets loose and hits Simpson. And that's going to cause Lopez to go around, get right into the... Oh, Jamie Horn right to the side of Brandon Lopez. Kensley Smith spinning it harder to the wall. Thomas McLaughlin caught up in that as well.
It's unfortunate to see a lot of really fast drivers up in the mix. Looks like they were just trying to do some hard racing. I think some of those guys might skate by okay, but unfortunately some really big hits there. Kensley Smith gets walloped by Thomas McLaughlin. It looked like Jamie Horn got really hard into somebody there at the bottom of the track as well.
Good thing for Hunter Simpson though, he spun, but it doesn't look like he had too much damage. He might have been able to survive this one, at least without too much have a little bit of repair, but looks like he'll be able to continue on.
Looking at the racing going on there as well, Justin McMahon did some daggone driving.
Yeah, I was just showing that through his cockpit cam to see what he saw going through there as he was able to squeeze through, but I accidentally put stage 1 winner at the bottom of his name tag there and had to correct it, but did not win stage 1. So
it's looking like when we go to get this thing restarted, we've got some guys down on pit road trying to get repairs. Looks like that is going to be the end of the night for your points leader, Jamie Horn. We've got Thomas McLaughlin still down on pit road. We've got Bill Gentry, Kensley Smith still all down on pit road. Hunter Simpson back in action up there. Zachary Baker trying to loop it back down for a second time to get some more repairs done. Brandon Lopez back out on the track as well. So when we do grid this thing back up to get it restarted, it's going to be, looks like Brandon Lopez, or not, excuse me, not Brandon Lopez, Brandon Trush in the 23. Going to be restarting in first, taking the high side. Tyler Millette going to be on the low side in second. Greg McConey restarting in third. Steve Bonomo in fourth. Jake Euler in fifth. Kirby Wayne Scott 6. Justin McMahon 7. Hunter Simpson 8. Brandon Lopez 9. And Gary Armijo in 10th. Unfortunate to see a really good race there. Lots of our really fast drivers going to be caught up in that caution there.
you got
some of these drivers are good.
I got Jamie Horn about to come in the booth with us. Jamie, you got a copy with us up here?
Yes, sir.
Walk us through what just happened there.
You tell me, I don't know. I was riding along, and all of a sudden I seen the 5 come across the track, and that was all she wrote. No, I seen him getting kind of squirrely up there in front. I think Hunter got loose, and I'm not sure what was going on. And next thing I know, I was T-boning Brandon.
Oh man, you had a pretty good run up until that point. It seemed like you were kind of saving some tires here as we go back. Green flag. Brandon Trush with a really good jump there on the outside over top of Tyler Millette. Zachary Baker trying to get around. But talk to us about that first run you had there. You're trying to save up a little bit. You were very fast at the very end there.
Yeah, I was just trying to save. I figured towards the end of the run, if I saved good enough, I'd have a good piece left, and I could start running the high side and making some good time. And I thought I worked out a strategy pretty good, and I take tires on that last pit stop before the wreck there, and was just gonna try to keep an extra set in the pit in case we had a late race caution, and I was just gonna kind of chill for the most part there on that run, and kind of do the same I did the first run, and hang back and just try to have better tires at the end and start making my way up to the front. Yeah, I don't know. This track is fun, but it can produce some wild stuff at times. But it's a fun track nonetheless.
Yeah, we went back and looked at it. It looked like Tyler Millette kind of came up, just barely got to the door of Brandon Trush, and got him just a little bit loose, which came back down, got Hunter Simpson a little bit loose, and it was just a tiny little mistake, and it kind of rippled off of that. But either way, man, it was a good run for you regardless. Stuff happens sometimes.
Oh yeah, you can't. Gonna go win every one of them, and it's racing. Things happen. A mistake, whatever. I don't even know if that was a mistake from what I was watching. It looked like just hard racing, and these cars get tight and random tight. So you think you're good, and all of a sudden you're pushing up the track. I had that happen one time under Greg on that last run, and I had to lift, or I was going to push right up into him. So yeah, it's just a mistake. Like I said, things happen, and it's racing. I don't blame anybody. Everybody's out there running hard. Right now, I'm watching on TV, pulling for Brandon. Hopefully, he can pull off the win, or one of my other teammates. But Brandon looking good right now.
Yeah, Brandon looks really fast out there trying to hold off Greg McConey. I've raced with Greg at this track before, and I know he can save pretty well. So I'm kind of worried about the long run, but I mean, Brandon is fast right now.
Yeah, that's going to be the key here is saving, and I really wasn't sure if I was saving enough or not the first run because I seen Greg kind of saving a little bit, or it looked like to me, and I was watching him, watching my times, and just trying to not push it too hard, but yeah, you can definitely burn these tires off quick if you run it too hard. So hopefully he can save the tires and be there at the end.
Yeah, before I let you go, I want to ask really quick about the fuel window that we're looking at here. Last time, looks like your top 4 came down on lap 52. Brandon Trush able to push it 40 laps. Are we looking about a 40 lap run here?
Yeah, 40 laps is probably all you're going to get. I even say, I mean, him out front, he's not going to get 48 this time. I think earlier we could have went right at 38, maybe 39 pushing it, but yeah, no more than 40 unless you're back there really saving.
Absolutely. Well, sorry about the night that went for you, but I think you're still going to have a pretty good lead up there at the point standings, or at least pretty high up still. So always next week.
Yeah,
and, keep
that's the
pushing forward.
importance of battling hard for those stage points. It might not seem like they matter, but I mean, stage points can really boost you in the points. So that's why you see me and Hunter fighting as hard as we did earlier for them.
Oh yeah, that was a great battle there. It looks like Greg McConey trying to get to the inside here. I don't know if Brandon's going to have a good run here on the outside.
It looks like Greg might right now have the better long run car. Brandon really needs to get off that high lane.
Yep.
But
so we were talking about that earlier tonight. We saw a lot of guys taking the high lane. You were taking the lower side. Tell us about how like the tire wear is a little bit different from top to bottom.
Yeah. So if you stay that bottom, it's not as fast as the high lane, and everybody's gonna get good runs off on the high lane. But you just eat your tires up because you got so much speed going. So the longer you can run the bottom, the better. And I kind of had a plan going in here. Pretty much do half the run or either a little over half the run on the bottom and do the second half of the run on the top side. And that seemed to work pretty good on the first run. That was kind of my plan. And I don't know whether it's the right plan or not, I'm not sure, but it seems like if you ride the bottom lane for the first part of the run, you'll be faster on the second part by running that high lane. So I just feel like if you ever watch me pretty much at any track, I would love to ride the high side, but I'm a bottom feeder to try to save those tires pretty much anywhere I go, unless if I'm battling somebody, I'll go up there to make a pass, but pretty much you'll see me instantly drop right back to the bottom of that once I do make that pass. So I don't know, we'll see. They might have something figured out I don't here. I'm not real good with the fixed setup, so new to it in these cars, so we'll see what they can do long run. I'll be watching.
Yeah, as you were saying that too, Brandon Trush crosses up. Greg McConey takes the low side. Has been holding McConey to that high side, making him take it up there for the past few laps now. So I mean, that might be a strategy he can use. It's just take the lane away, keep him high, make him burn his stuff up first.
Yeah, when these cars get side by side, you'll see you can see how they're all bunched up like they are now. The cars that are battling each other side by side just lose momentum, and everybody behind is just going to catch them so quick. And then what you got to worry about is, looks like the 10's looking at Brandon now, is people start getting runs on you because you're battling side by side. So that's why you typically don't see me do that a whole lot. I'll drop in line behind somebody and then try to get a run somewhere, because it's like you just become brick walls in the front whenever you're battling side by side. So we'll see. It looks like the 10 again getting a good run off that high side. He's looking quick tonight too.
Yeah, Kirby Wayne's
He's been running that fence
Yeah,
all night almost.
Led probably most of it. Was it him leading most of the first half of the run? I'm getting him and the 15 mixed up, I think, but I can't remember who was leading. I think it was the 10, wasn't it?
Yeah, 10. He led a few laps.
Okay.
It was Kinsley for most of it, but Kinsley unfortunately is, I believe, still in the pits right now.
Yeah, I wish iRacing would kind of fix their damage model a little bit, because I mean it was a hard hit, but I mean I've I've had some harder hits that for them to say too much damage is it's kind of wild how there's no consistency with the damage model. You can hit the wall one time and break a toe link and hit it harder the next lap and do nothing. So
Yeah,
it's
Puts
crazy.
toe link back.
Yeah, yeah. I mean I've seen front ends come off and come back on after half a lap. So
yeah. I was watching Bill Gentry and him getting that wreck there, and it didn't look like he hit the wall that hard at all. But you could see the wheel lock up inside his cockpit cam as soon as he did it, and I kind of knew he was gonna be done when that happened.
Oh, 3 wide.
the good thing about 3 wide at this track is there's a whole lot of racetrack as long as you don't push up. So
Yeah, it's been a lot of good racing tonight so far. A lot of good driving so far. Only one
Yeah, it
caution
has.
tonight, and we'll figure that one out later after the race is over. But that's all we'll say about that. We'll go from there.
yeah, I don't think there's anything to worry about. Things happen, and like I said, it's racing. It could happen to the best of us. So
Well, before I let you go, any sponsors or shout outs you want to give while I got you up here?
definitely shout out to you guys for being on the broadcast. I get to watch it live instead of afterwards for once, so that's different. Shout out to everybody that's getting this league going and helping run it. Y'all doing a great job. I enjoy being here. Knapp Daddy for the paint on the car.
Oh,
It-
Kirby
it-
Wayne
it-
Scott.
Oh, cars around, cars around.
I'm gonna let y'all go through that, and y'all have a good night.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off there, but I'm sure we'll see you back up here next week.
All right, y'all have a good night.
You too.
Take care, man.
Yes, sir.
I think that was Kirby Wayne Scott all the way around.
Yeah, they almost pushed it 3 wide there, and they just kind of looks like they just squeezed together. We'll go back and try to review that one.
They were racing hard for a lot of laps there and keeping it clean, but sometimes hard racing leads to a unfortunate end.
Just that battle of the front has been so good tonight. You see those guys pushing it hard, trying to get up there up front and get those positions. And you like to think that once you get up front, maybe there won't be as many problems, but these guys have been really duking it out here tonight, and Kirby ends up all the way down there in that inside wall. Normally don't like to throw a caution for a single car spin, but I was afraid that was going to be
No, that was good.
one of those ones where somebody kind of bounces back up, and I was just like, that seems like that could be a problem if we don't put out our little warning there.
Yeah, I'm totally okay with that. And that was, I think, exactly what we talked about earlier in this race. How you get on this back stretch, there's a lot of bumps. It's hard to keep it straight, especially 3 wide. I mean, I'm not just saying like it's easy to keep it straight. I'm telling you, the back stretch is like a dirt bike course out there on that high lane, and it will throw you around as you're riding through there. And I think that might have been kind of what happened there. That's my one big thing I don't like about this track is how bumpy it is up there, and trying to hold it, kind of grip the steering wheel a little bit tighter. But a lot of guys coming in: Greg McConey, Hunter Simpson, Brandon Trush, Jake Euler, Brandon Lopez, all bringing it down pit road. This might be their last stop of the race.
It would be close. You heard Jamie just saying that it was going to be right at 40 laps for your gas window. And what would it be? It would be...
Yeah, I mean, they would be able to make it from here if it was 38 to 39 at the least they can run, but I think this is going to be it here.
Jake Euler on a strategy play right there, trying to save that set of tires if there is another yellow. I believe he still has one more set, but he just did a gas and go right there. So we'll see how this
Interesting.
works out for him on this restart, but that could come back to help him later, or it might bite him very badly. We'll just have to wait and see.
And I have a soundbite
Indeed.
ready for that one there. First time using a soundbite in a broadcast, but I think it was warranted.
That was so loud.
Well done.
It was very quiet on my end.
Me. It scared me. Well, this is definitely going to be an interesting restart here. We're going to be getting things restarted here on lap 76 of 110 here at Auto Club Speedway. Already been a very exciting race, and I'm sure it is going to be even more exciting here at the end as we get it restarted. You heard Baker talking about it just now. Jake Euler with a strategy play, not taking tires under that caution. He's going to be restarting in first place. He's going to be taking the high side over top of the number 16 of Greg McConey. Hunter Simpson going to be starting in third place in that number 33 car. Brandon Lopez in fourth. Justin McMahon in fifth. Tyler Millette in sixth. Brandon Trush in seventh. Zach Baker in eighth. Steve Manomo going to be restarting ninth. Gary Armijo in 10th. Two more cars on the lead lap going to be Daniel Wilkerson and Kirby Wainscott, who it looks like Kirby's actually going to bring it back down pit road. Try to get that last little bit of damage repaired, and hopefully he can get around and get rejoined up to the back of the field. Perks of it being a 2-mile track.
Mm-hmm.
And just to finish off
Kirby's
Jamie
leaving
Horn's,
the pits right now.
just to finish off Jamie Horn's shout outs. I got to shout out Mama Horn, that's always in the comments. And he wants to thank you for having him. And also check out the Doghouse Racing League. Got a new league coming up. Got a recruitment race on Friday night for their fixed next-gen league. That's going to be coming pretty soon here. And the ARCA series starting. So get up with some of these guys or get up with me and we'll get you in the Doghouse Racing League. Good league over there. But good racing over here. Now at Auto Clubs, we go back green. Jake Euler with the jump on the top lane. Getting a good run out here. Greg McConey going to be second place behind him. Brandon Lopez trying to get that high side. Hunter Simpson looking low. You just heard Jamie Horn talk about it. And I'll tell you guys at home, if you don't know, if Jamie Horn says to do it, I'm pretty much going to do it. So that's the line that I will be sticking to there.
100%. These guys, again, just after those restarts, you kind of see everybody scatter. It's so fun to watch everyone try to pick out their lane, see where they want to go. And we do got, at this point, we got those 12 cars on the lead lap at this point. Kirby looks like he was able to get off ahead of the pace car. He is a little bit off pace, about 14 seconds, but as long as he can get that thing up to speed, it's not too damaged. He should be able to remain on the lead lap here. Your first car laps down would be the 14 of Dagan Barnes, and he is currently 5 laps down. Thomas McLaughlin back there 11 laps down on the track. So we have Kensley Smith gotten it repaired enough to get it back out on the track, try to get some points as well. He's currently going to be in 15th. It looks like Jamie Horn and Bill Gentry have called it a night for 16th and 17th. But we are the re-wide at the front.
Look at Brandon Lopez just splitting the gap there. I don't know if he's going to have the run to hold it here on the middle line. Jake Euler is going to be pretty fast on that high side.
Oh, tight.
Fun to watch, though.
Oh, man, it's fun to do, too. Just trying to shoot that gap in there and hope it sticks. And a lot of times that middle line ain't going to stick like that high line will stick, especially if the guy on the high side can really hold it to that top lane above that top seam all the way through. But
Oh, Greg's pushing up a little bit there. He kept it down, though.
Lopez is fast, determined, and on a mission to get up there in front of Jake Euler. And the beauty about this track is you can switch up your strategy every single lap. That's just like Brandon Lopez is doing here, kind of going to the lane high, maybe coming down a little bit, and a little bit of a diamond out, but not much.
Oh, look at Brandon Trush try to shoot the gap there. Getting down there on the low side. He's under Kensley Smith, who is going to be some laps down, but we saw how fast a car he had earlier. If he's gotten that thing repaired, he's got just as much of a rocket ship as anybody out there right now. And that battle up front is still raging. Jake Euler, Greg McConey, and Brandon Lopez doing a great job up there battling for those spots. Oh, no, and they're around.
Wow, what a hit.
So unfortunate to see some of the fastest drivers out there. Greg McConey sputtering, and Brandon Lopez looks like he's stuck in the middle of the track.
Man, that is unfortunate. Greg McConey had a car tonight. I really think he had the long run car. I picked him here early to win this thing. We are going to rewind this and get you a replay. His car is barely moving along there. He's got it in fourth, trying to get it back to pit road. See if we can back it up just a little bit here.
Looks like
Can't
Greg
take
was
a
finally
look
able
at
to
that
get it.
replay there.
Oh. Lopez got destroyed. I think
He did.
he needs more than a record truck for that car. He might need a Swiffer and a dustpan.
Such a fun race there for so long to watch. Good Lord Almighty.
Yikes. I'm sorry, folks at home. That is a bit graphic. If you have kids or dogs, please cover their eyes.
I've got all of my dogs currently in the room helping me broadcast right now, and they all just averted their eyes. Brandon Lopez, my Carolina neighbor in Raleigh, unfortunately with a really, really hard hit there. That is going to reshuffle our pack here. We are on lap 84 currently of 110. Still plenty of racing here left to go. Believe we are going to have probably about 9 drivers left on the track and operational. Kirby Wainscott down on pit road trying to finish off getting damage repaired. Greg McConey going to try to get it back out there. Same for Brandon Lopez. And out there, I doubt they're going to be able to get it back out there tonight, but Justin McMahon going to be taking the lead here. Worked his way up from 12th and being a lap down earlier on. He's going to be in your race lead here once we get it restarted. Brandon Trush going to be restarting in second place. Zachary Baker restarting in third. Hunter Simpson in fourth. Tyler Millette in fifth. Steve Bonomo in sixth. Gary Armijo 7. Daniel Wilkerson 8. Jake Euler 9. Kirby Wainscott looks like he is at least able to get it back out onto the track here. Trying to get it caught up back to the back of the pack here.
And while we are under this caution, if we want to take a quick little break from the racing action to talk to you about some Dodgers-Phillies action. Dodgers defeated the Phillies tonight 4-3, and they go up 2 in that series. Looks like it's 3-3 right now. Cubs and Brewers. And I don't really know about the Kansas City score. It's baseball season for me, so I believe Chiefs are up 14-7 in that game.
Yep.
Believe so. I just had a thing come across asking me if I wanted to place money in a place regarding Travis Kelce getting 2 touchdowns. And I haven't even looked at the game, so I'm not going to do that.
He's got 2 tutties?
No, he was asking. The thing was
He has
asking,
one already.
Yeah, I was asking if he wants to put currency on that, but we never endorse that here. But we do got Greg McConey up here in the booth with us after that accident. Greg, talk to us about that accident. Actually, give me like 2 seconds to talk about that accident. So we're about to go back. Green flag, racing gear, adjustment man on here on the top side. Brandon Trush on the bottom. And about the same restart as usual, that top side taking off. Adjustment man taking over first place. Trush behind him. Hunter Simpson in third. Greg, that run was fantastic, and then it just kind of came to a halt there. What happened during that wreck?
I don't know. Honestly, I mean, I was just kind of cruising and riding. I was on the bottom where I wanted to be. Could save some tires just by letting off early and cruising around. I was expecting this for the late run, and then yeah, next thing I know, the 5 and the 7 just came right across my nose, and next thing I know, I see the pit wall and the 5 car on my hood. So I hate it. I felt so good tonight. I was ready to go take this thing to the end, and I thought I had the strategy all planned out. I still had a set of tires ready to go, but I don't know what happened. Like I said, I heard the 5 say, "Oh, I saw you coming up," you know, and he moved up and freaked out, and I was still, you know, maybe a third of the way up the track, but I don't know. Just hate it. Had a great car, felt I had a great chance to win this thing, and now I'm stuck in the pits and done for the night.
Yeah, it might have been my fault too,
Well,
because I did pick you to win. I am looking out here at Gary Mijo falling back just a little bit. Looks like something happened
what a
when I'll turn
save,
forward.
though.
I
Yeah, he
missed a
got
save.
a little bit of contact in the rear end, but wow, what a save!
I'll tell you what, I mean, you guys are watching it. I haven't had a chance to go back yet, but man, this car was so fun tonight. This thing, you could put this car anywhere you wanted, and it was a blast to drive.
Yeah, I mean,
Talking about it, kind of as the night had gone on, it was like it seemed like there were some guys that kind of had their cars more built out for the short run, and then you and Brandon Trush were kind of going back and forth there for a little bit, and then that battle that was going on there between you and Brandon Lopez there was so much fun to watch there for a couple laps, and that just seemed like everyone kind of accordioned in and then accordioned back out in Brandon Lopez's case, accordioned out rapidly at like 180 miles an hour into the outside wall. But it was fun racing. Did you kind of have a plan here tonight to have that long run car? Was that kind of how you built your whole strategy, or is that something that kind of grew over the course of the night?
I had that planned all night long. You know, first stage, I didn't take tires. I just took a splash of fuel to get to the end of stage 1, and I was prepped, ready to go. You know, I had a strategy to pit on like lap 80, still have myself a set of tires, and just manage the long run all night, because I feel that's one of my strengths. I feel I do a real good job at staying the tires with this car and model, but you know, just I had nowhere to go there at the end, and I was just cruising, honestly. I just wanted to roll the bottom, let the car turn itself, and then, you know, I was ready to put the hammer down late in the race, and I knew exactly where I wanted to be, and say la vie.
yeah, I think there's a point in anybody that race kind of sees it when you're driving along, and you kind of realize I've got the car to win this thing, and I kind of saw that as it happened on the lap where your delta between you and Brandon Trush just kind of decreased and started going down more and more. And I can't say it here in the broadcast, but I had the thought, like, this is going to be Greg McConey's race right here to win. And then obviously the wreck happened, which screwed everything up, but I guess that's just racing sometimes. I really do think he had one of the strongest cars out here, especially for a long run.
So you're saying you had the commentator curse then, huh?
Yeah, because I did pick you to win tonight earlier in the race when we do our picks, and
Oh,
usually everybody I pick does not win. I think I've only been right one time of maybe our, 40 to 50 some broadcasts we've done.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this car was fun. I don't know what drivers are listening in, but I mean, if you guys want, I'll tell you where the lines are. From being the driver and being out there, you know, if y'all want it, I'll tell you where to go.
But talk us through it.
So where you want to be, if you're trying to save tire, you've got to be on the bottom. It's slower, but you save the tire early in the run, and it just helps you out as you get going. The fast line is really driving the car high into mainly 3 and 4, running that, you know, second to top lane and kind of putting your left side tires on that seam. You know, 1 and 2 you can do really well up there, but I preferred, you know, like 3 lanes down from the top with my left side tires splitting that seam in 1 and 2. And then kind of like if you're looking at where Zach is, you know, he entered in that middle lane, and then he had a low exit off, which is really good for speed. And then, you know, driving that upper line, like I said, in 3-4, just letting the car roll itself in deep, and then you're just hard on throttle all the way off.
Yeah, we're looking at that.
Yeah, if you guys
right
actually
here.
watch Zach, he's running that exact line where you want to be, and you'll see, you know, he kind of loses it on entry, which is part of the plan, but you gain it on the back end of the straightaways, and as long as you can stay in clean air, you're set. You're right where you need to be.
Yeah, we kind of talked about that a little bit earlier tonight on the broadcast too, how this track is, from my opinion and my take, is that you want to be kind of slower on exit, or slower on entry, but a little bit faster on exit. As long as you can hit that exit just right, you're going to be fine throughout the whole run. And Zach Baker up 13 spots tonight, currently sitting in P3, trying to chase down Brandon Truss and Justin McMahon.
Yeah, that was the whole key to tonight, was just maximize your straightaways, maximize your speed off. You know, the side draft played a big part. You know, if you're trying to defend the high side. But, you know, if you're trying to run somebody down, that middle to the middle, 2/3 up the track is where the speed really is.
Yeah, looks like Justin McMahon
Someone
out
I'm
here.
watching.
Go ahead, Baker.
Yeah. Well, this is someone I'm watching real fast. Even after that wreck, is Jake Euler has found his way all the way back up to 5th.
Yeah, I keep cutting back to him. He's been like crawling through this pack here.
Yeah.
He's got that right front damage, but, you know, that may just be cosmetic at this point. But yeah, Jake's another one to keep your eye on. You know, now that he's back racing, coming over from the previous series, he's quick. He's going to be one of the guys that's competing for wins for sure.
Yeah, and since we are taking the top 12, he does get 2 drop races, so he has a pretty good shot of getting into this playoffs here. As long as he keeps racking up those stage points and getting a good finish night after night for the last 2 races we have of the season, which I think is only 3 races left.
2 after tonight.
Yeah. So.
Should be the Kansas Roval and Michigan, I believe, are the last 2.
Yeah, so he still has a shot to grow it a little bit here. I know some drivers not driving every night. I know we have a few part-time drivers, but he definitely has a shot.
I think that Kansas Roval is going to be where things really start to get mixed up. You do have, by my count, about a pretty even split of guys who really like road courses, or at least are good at road courses, and guys that really can't stand them. And so I think that's going to throw a big old wrench into our playoff run. And then top that off, you go right back to Michigan, where you're going to have probably 75-80% of the guys that really enjoy Michigan, and the other 20% that are like, not really. Michigan's not really my thing.
I know where I sit in both of those categories.
I know you like Michigan a whole lot. What's your thoughts on the road course next week?
So I don't mind road courses. The Kansas Roval's gonna be something special. I mean, Hunter and John, you guys have seen it, and Baker, I think you saw it too. Yeah, it's gonna be something special. It's gonna be something, all right. You know,
like and subscribe so you don't miss it.
Yeah, no, it's from a driver's standpoint, it's not a difficult track layout. It's just difficult where you have to get on and off the ovals. that's where you're going to see guys have the most trouble.
Yeah, so I know we experimented the other night with it just a little bit, and I don't really know what turn it is. I mean, I don't know what turns are on road courses like that, but I do know coming out of one corner and getting back on the track, you're pretty much getting on in the middle of turn 1 and 2, and you can tear your splitter right off if you don't hit it just right.
Yeah, I think that's turn 6, and yes, it comes out right in the middle of turns 1 and 2. So the crazy thing is you enter in the middle of 1 and 2, you know, to go to the infield, and then you exit the infield in the middle of 1 and 2, right next to where you came in. So it's going to be interesting on who can navigate those bumps, for sure.
And there's not a wall there, is there?
Nope. Nope, no wall.
No wall.
Starting to see these guys start to battle up front as well. Got Zachary Baker and Hunter Simpson going at it. Saw Zach Baker get into the wall just a little bit right there. On that exit, Hunter Simpson trying to make the low side work to get around him. Brandon Trush up there trying to get his nose down on Justin McMahon, trying to battle for the lead.
He's got the inside.
As I say that, Kathy Trush in the comments, Team Trush number 23. I'm on vacation, popped in late, and look at my boy go Brandon, as he's actually going to get the lead right there from Justin McMahon with only 8 to go.
He set that up really well. He kind of pinched up on the 3 car and just drove it in deeper, kind of caught the 3 off guard with how high he entered the corner.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of that out of Brandon Trush tonight. It looks like when he gets the car there on his outside, enters just a little bit higher to keep that other car out of their comfort zone. I mean, it's been working out. He's up here at the front. He's led a few laps tonight. And now with 8 to go, he has got the lead stretched out to about 0.15. Justin McMahon's going to look down to the inside here again.
Hunter Simpson has been closing in on these guys as he's might have a run on Justin McMahon right here.
Yeah, Simpson's going to make that pass.
We talked about that earlier with when we were talking to Jamie Horn about how when you kind of have those guys side by side battling, it just allows the cars behind him to get so much more of a run up. So I would look to see Zachary Baker close the gap a little bit here. Jake Euler might be a little bit out of shooting distance. He's about 3 seconds behind in 5th. And at this point, he's got Stephen Bonomo and Todd Millette looking like they're starting to gain some ground on him.
Yeah, but it has definitely been a fun one. Hunter Simpson catching up very quick. But, Greg, before we let you go, any sponsors or shout-outs here, and we're going to call the last 5 laps of this race?
Yeah, thank you guys. You know, thank everybody else for still going. Thanks to all of our sponsors. I don't know if we had anybody specifically for tonight, but if we did, you know, thank you to everybody. Thank you to my wife and family that watches, and thanks to all the fans. We'll try and get Rocky on a podium again next week.
Absolutely, man. Well, thank you for joining us here after that. I know it's an unfortunate ending to your night, but looking to see you bounce back next week at the Kansas Roval.
We'll give it our best, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Good luck, guys.
All right, man. Have a good night.
Thanks, man. We have got a battle going on up here for first place. Brandon Trush and Hunter Simpson dancing all around the track. And Justin McMahon sitting right back there in 3rd. I'm wondering if he's got some older tires at this point, or if he's just kind of trying to sit and wait for his moment.
Yeah, man, it's going to get really good here. Hunter Simpson looks very fast. I'm not sure if he's just sizing up. Brandon Trush electing to take that high side through 3 and 4. Simpson really fast coming out of there. They're going to get really close.
Ooh. Right up to each other.
Wonder if Hunter had to lift a little bit there. Looks like Brandon's going to get the run coming out, but they're still going to be side by side. Justin McMahon sitting there in 3rd place for that number 3 car. He's only a half a second behind. Still plenty of time left to go. Everyone's sitting, trying to figure out when to make your move. Brandon Trush still ripping that high side. You just heard Greg talking about it. That is where the speed is, but it will toast your tires, especially on a late run like this. You got to wonder how much life those tires have left as Hunter Simpson, 3 seconds behind, 2 seconds behind. Still plenty of time left to go. Everyone's sitting, trying to figure out when to make your move. Brandon Trush still ripping that high side. You just heard Greg talking about it. That is where the speed is, but it will toast your tires, especially on a late run like this. You got to wonder how much life those tire have left as Hunter Simpson makes the pass here late on lap 108 of 110, only 3 to go.
And look at Brandon Trush. He's going to switch it up, go to the low side, try to do exactly what Hunter Simpson was doing earlier. I think Simpson's got some fresher tires out there. Might have a good run. He does. He's got a really good run coming out of there. I'd like to see if Brandon Trush takes the low side on this lap.
Yeah, Brandon, I think, if he's going to want to have the speed to catch Hunter, he's going to have to get back up there and let the high side do whatever it can do for him. Hunter was able to put a little bit of gap on it almost immediately. Looks like he's going to keep actually pulling it out just a little bit here as we come down the front stretch again. 2 to go.
Well, Brandon drove it in deep right there. But it's going to stick for him. He might get a good run on exit right here.
Yeah, just needs it
Oh,
to
he's
stick
a little
and not
tight.
get up.
He's a little
in
tight.
the wall.
Yeah.
He's got to be on some older tires. He drove it in really hard right there. Able to make it stick. Only 0.2 of a second behind Hunter Simpson. He's going to get all the way to the bumper, trying to make that high side stick again. Justin McMahon about a second behind there in third place. It is Hunter and Justin. For your top three, Zach Baker about 1.8 seconds behind, sitting comfortably in fourth place. White flag is in the air. We are going to do it one more time. Does Brandon Trush have anything for Hunter Simpson? Tries to look low. Hunter blocks it off as we come around the exit here. Hunter Simpson increasing that lead just a little bit through the front stretch. Just under 0.3 of a second for him. Running out of time here as we come into the final straightaway. It is going to be Hunter Simpson taking the race here at Auto Club Speedway in the Knapp Daddy Racing League. What a run by Hunter Simpson there at the end to get that lead away from Brandon Trush. Perfectly calculated, perfectly run. Well done by Hunter Simpson. Brandon Trush bringing it home in second. Justin McMahon's going to come home third. Zach Baker in fourth. Jake Euler in fifth. Stephen Bonomo sixth. Tyler Millette 7. Daniel Wilkerson 8. Gary Armijo going to bring it around in ninth place. And Kirby Wainscott going to come home in 10th. What a race. What a run. I don't think anyone could have calculated all the different chess pieces that had to get moved around to take the victory here tonight. But whatever cards were dealt, Hunter Simpson played them correctly as he pulls onto that Auto Club logo right there on that checkered line and is going to burn it down with a well-earned and deserved victory here tonight.
He's going to burn that thing down until it blows up on him.
After a race
Keeping
like
it
that,
going.
you got to get
Yeah.
the time in when you get it.
Yeah.
Kathy
What a
Trush in the
drive.
comments saying, great finish, Brandon T. Definitely was a great run for Brandon Trush here tonight. Gonna bring it home in second place. Justin McMahon gonna round out your top three. We will get all of them up here for an interview here in just 1 second.
Yeah, coming home in fourth tonight, Zachary Baker in fifth. Jake Euler with that strong run there at the end. Stephen Bonomo coming home in sixth place tonight. Tyler Millette, seventh. There was a battle between those two there at the end. Stephen Bonomo able to leg it out and take home sixth place. Daniel Wilkerson, eighth. Gary Armijo in ninth. Kirby Wainscott, 10th. Dagan Barnes in 11th. Thomas McLaughlin in 12th. Kinsley Smith, 13th. Greg McConey in 14th. Brandon Lopez, 15th. Jamie Horn, 16th. And Bill Gentry bringing it home in 17th place tonight. Well, what a fantastic run at a very good track. I hate to say that half of this track is not here anymore. Like I think you said earlier, it is I don't know if it's exactly an Amazon warehouse, but I know half of this track is a parking lot right now, and I don't mean just a parking lot figuratively. I believe people park here to go to their day job now on part of this turn 3 and 4. But one of the tracks I miss, I mean, I think this is a really cool track. I always thought an all-star race here at Auto Club would have been probably one of the better all-star races you see, but what do I know? NASCAR knows better than I do, but that's going to be it for our results here tonight, man. Fantastic race, good size up by Hunter Simpson, able to get around Brandon Trush. Trush giving all he had there at the end, not able to clear Simpson, and Simpson's going to pick up his first win of the season. That's going to make our third different winner. Actually, if you want to count 4 different winners, if you include the preseason for all the races this season, which is pretty exciting. And still time to get into the league. Got 2 more races left until the playoffs. You get 2 drop races, so if you get in here and do pretty good in the next 2, you might have a chance to get in. But also, if you're looking to sponsor, we're definitely taking sponsors right now. Got a few open spots, few open races coming up in the future. And looking forward to having some more sponsors up there. I want to give a big shout out to North American Specialized tonight for being our race sponsor. Big shout out to Brandon Trush for sponsoring this race with North American Specialized, and I'm going to let Hunter tell you a little bit about them.
Yeah, to go into a little more detail, again, shout out to Brandon Trush and his family for bringing home the sponsor for this race here at Auto Club. North American Specialized is your one-stop shop for all freight movement needs. They are an asset-based brokerage with locations in Warren, Michigan, and Laredo, Texas, ready to move your freight, big or small. From dry vans to sprinter vans and even double drop Conestogas, you name it, they move it, backed by experience, equipment, and excellence when it comes to freight. North American Specialized delivers. Be sure to check out their website at www.naslcorp.com. That's naslcorp.com. And again, shout out to North American Specialized and Brandon Trush and all of the Trush clan for bringing that sponsorship to the race. Again, like John also mentioned there, do still have a couple spots open for some race sponsors. We've got Old Atlanta on October the 20th open for sponsorship, as well as our races at Iowa on November 10th and our race championship on November 17th at Homestead. All of those still available for sponsor. Or if you want to get in touch with us about sponsoring some races or the league for next season, that will be coming up right around the corner right after we get this season finished up. So be sure to reach out. We would love to give you the very best. I mean, there is no better ad read than the one you get on Knapp Daddy Cup Series. And I will stand by that.
Seem kind of biased there, Hunter.
No bias at all. It's high quality stuff, man. Top shelf.
Well, with that said, I am going to try to get some of our top 3 up here tonight. First, coming up, I do have Justin McMahon as I try to pull him up here to the booth. Justin, you got a copy of this in the booth? Hey, Justin, you got a copy of this in the booth here?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, man, it was a great run tonight. You had a very fast car all night, able to keep it clean. And I think that was a big strategy for a lot of people here, was to try to keep it clean, as we only finished with, I think, 9 or 10 people in the lead lap. Talk to us about that run and how important it was to keep the car clean and keep those tires fresh.
I mean, I didn't feel like I was doing a very good job at it at first. I was in the back there for most of that first run, and I'm not sure what happened. I got caught on pit road when that caution came out. It seemed like it came out a little late, and got us caught a lap down. But yeah, I mean, really, once I was able to get that other caution to be able to get my lap back there, it was kind of just trying to make up as many positions as I can and try to conserve as much as possible, if that was even a thing. But I also didn't really want to let the pack get too far out in front. But yeah, trying to keep the nose clean and the aero there was definitely, I think, a really big factor, especially with as bad as dirty air was, regardless, without having any damage on that. So clean air is definitely where it was at. Unfortunate, wasn't able to get the win, but just I'm happy with coming in third. Better than I thought I was gonna finish.
Yeah, well, it's definitely going to move you up here in the points. I cannot exactly remember where you were sitting, but I know you had a big jump, and it's going to move you up definitely some of the points here, get some good stage points as well. But I'm heading to Kansas Roval next week. A little bit different of a track. I don't know many people that's actually raced at the Kansas Roval. What's your thoughts on road courses in general, and have you actually raced at Kansas Roval?
Nope, I've never raced it. I think it's going to be a learning experience for a lot of guys. Repetitions and consistency at road courses is really, really key. You don't really have to be super fast, just as long as you can stay consistent and be smooth. I think that's really where a good finish will come from, just from being smooth, staying out of trouble, and the least amount of mistakes that you can make, the better. I'm gonna have to test it a little bit here. I've never raced it, so I didn't even know that it was a thing. So we're gonna find out what it's like, and hopefully have some fun with it. I'm always up for something new.
Yeah, I mean, you won the race there at Monza to start the season off, so definitely, I think unique tracks might be your thing, so definitely rooting for you there. But before I let you go, any sponsors or shout-outs you want to give?
Yeah, Group 6 for the sponsor on the car. You guys for doing the broadcast, and all the admins. New league for me, so it's kind of neat to see how different leagues run stuff, and you guys are doing a pretty good job with it. So, gonna give a shout out to the admins that run it, and I do have to apologize to the 10 car, I believe, on that one of the cautions there on lap 74. I'm not sure. Really what happened. I think we're all three of us were just trying to fight for one spot, and I still don't really know if I came up a little bit or he came down, but we made a little bit of contact there and spun him out. So I just want to apologize to him for that if that was my fault. But yeah, shout out to Hunter for the win, and like I said, you guys for doing the broadcast.
Yes, sir. I mean, it was a great run regardless. A lot of racing incidents, I think, happened throughout the race tonight. And I know that backstretch could be extremely bumpy, too, running through there. But still, good win. Third place is nothing to be upset about. Definitely with the way the points work in this league here. So definitely going to move you up and get you closer to that pot there at the very end. But other than that, yeah, congrats, and hope to see you up here next week.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks.
All right, man. Have a good night.
You too.
That is going to be Justin McMahon finishing in third place tonight with a really good run, and involved in one of those accidents early in the race. I think, again, that's just one of those racing incidents that kind of happened, especially this track being as bumpy as it is, and everybody's racing really hard. This is one of those tracks that you can race very hard at. It's not like a one-lane track, I guess, like Richmond kind of is sometimes. There's kind of like one lane, and the mistakes happen from being too aggressive at just one little spot. I mean, anything can happen anywhere, but I wouldn't be too upset about it. I think everybody understands about what happens here at Auto Club. But coming up next, I do have your second place finisher in Brandon Trush. So I'm trying to pull him down over here to the booth. Brandon, you got a copy list in the booth?
Yep, I got you guys.
Well, Brandon, that was a great run there at the end. I know you sat behind Justin McMahon for most of that last run, but then made your move with less than 10 laps to go. What were your thoughts when you took the lead? And did you even think that Hunter was going to be able to catch up to you at the end of the race there?
Yeah, following Justin around, I was trying to use that high line against him and kept trying to get by him, but he was getting good runs too. And I was watching Hunter in the mirror. I was hoping him and the 12 would slow each other down a little bit and let us race it out. But as soon as he got by him, I knew he was coming. He was coming in fast.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Hunter closed in there at the end, but you had a great strategy. We were talking about it through most of the race. There were points where if someone was on your outside, you would look like you were entering the turn in the middle lane, but also higher to keep them pinned closer to the wall. Was that intentional, or is that just where your car was the best?
It actually worked out both ways. So it was intentional. I knew if I could keep those guys up there and keep the pressure on them, the arrow at this track was pretty bad. Racing around other cars. So just trying to keep them either really up high or really down low coming into the corners, so they couldn't get a good entry was the goal on all of them.
Yeah, well, and you did have a good strategy. Um, Last thing, is there any shout outs you want to give? I mean, I know you were the sponsor for the race too. So, what all shout outs do you want to give today?
Yeah, North American Specialized and Clem Speed Shop, of course, for Knapp Daddy Racing for the broadcast and the league and everything. You know, all that you guys do for us, my paints, all that fun stuff. So I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, well, Brandon, again, it was a strong run. If you kept your nose clean, and there was a lot that happened in front of you, it looked like at points.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah,
Oh,
you had a bu-
that's a shout out I want to give to all the guys who wrecked each other. Thank you.
uh, yeah. Well, congrats again on the strong run, and again for having very good race.
Yep. Thank you guys.
That's going to be Brandon Trush bringing it home in second place tonight, and with a very good shout out. I love that. I mean, sometimes I think the same thing. I don't really run fast enough to be up at the front, but when I am up at the front, it's usually because there was wrecks and I was able to squeeze through. So definitely got to give those guys credit. But coming up next, I do have your race winner, Hunter Simpson, as he comes up into the booth. Hunter, you got a copy with us in the booth?
What's up, brothers?
Hunter, you got Hunter up here in the booth, man. What a run for you. You're so fast tonight. Talk to me about kind of navigating your way through that race before all that fun at the end there. There was a lot of different cautions in the race. Kind of talk to me about what your strategy was and what led to you being in that position at the end.
Well, I knew based on the first run that I was pretty good on the long run, so I just was banking on it to stay green there at the end, and I knew that I'd have a pretty good shot at it because me and Jamie was going through the field. I mean, I started a little bit further. Well, I started on pole, but I fell back trying to save tires, and it worked for that first run. And then there was just like caution after caution, and in one of those cautions I was actually involved, and I went spin at the field, so that was fun. So I just tried to get back up to the front and try and stay there if I could.
Well, you definitely did a good job of it, man. Talk me through those last couple of laps. You saw you had Brandon Trush and Justin McMahon kind of battling it out there, and then you were able to just fire your way up to the front. Did you feel like you had the car that was going to run them down, or what was kind of your thoughts in that last 5 laps?
They're definitely quick, so I knew that if I made a mistake, I wouldn't be able to run them down. But I just did what I did in the first run, and I was able to. I knew if I did exactly what I done in that first run, I had a pretty good shot at it. So I know that they saw it with 5, 6 to go, and they started battling. So I was like, yeah, just let them keep battling. I'll just sit back here in fourth and just. So I remember the 12 made a mistake, so I got by him, and then Justin he got tight, so I got by him. So it was just mano a mano. So just did everything I could to get by Brandon.
It was a good run, man. And again, congratulations on the win. Headed to Kansas Roval next week. So I guess kind of A, how do you feel about road courses, and B, have you ever run the Kansas Roval before?
I feel like I'm all right on road courses, and number two, I didn't even know the Kansas Roval was a thing. So I don't know how I do. I'll probably be upside down screaming for help. I don't know. We'll just see.
Well, that sounds a lot like John's experience at road courses too. But either way, man, congratulations on your win tonight. It was a great race to watch. Actually, had someone in the comments just saying fun race to watch, best one this season. So congratulations and great job on putting on a good show tonight. You got any sponsors or shout outs you want to give before we let you get out of here and celebrate?
Well, this is gonna take about 5 minutes because there's a lot.
Okay, gotcha.
I want to thank you guys for the broadcast. I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I want to thank all my teammates. Jamie, I'm sorry for wrecking him, even though we never even touched tonight, but he'll understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Congrats to Brandon and Justin, my favorite Canadian, on the good run tonight. Race to Stop Suicide, Trackside, NASCAR Outlet. I want to thank all my fans. Every nut and bolt on that car, all the shingles on my roof is thanks to my fans. SSR Designs, Knapp Daddy Designs, just everybody, thank you guys for putting this up. That was definitely that one was from my mom. So shout out to all my family as well.
Well, that's awesome, man. Congratulations again. Shout out to all your people as well, and congratulations on a great run. We'll look forward to hopefully seeing you up here and not upside down and screaming
Yeah.
Kansas Roval next week.
Shout out to Brandon and Kayla and Emily as well, all my family. Just everybody on the planet, aliens on the other planets. Aliens have landed.
I love it, man. Well, congratulations again, and we'll holler at you next week.
I'll see you brothers next week.
See ya.
Take care, man.
See ya.
What an interview by Hunter Simpson there.
Shout out aliens.
Might be the best interview ever.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know if they're out there or not. It could be.
I would argue that the likelihood is better than not, but before we turn this
out there
into
celebrating.
I was saying before we turn this into the Joe Rogan experience,
Aliens.
again, aliens. Yeah, and this was Auto Club here in the Knapp Daddy Cup Series. We are headed to the Kansas Roval next week, which is sure to be very, very exciting. Shout out to everyone who joined us for this race tonight. Had a really good viewership out there, so thank you to each and every person that chose to split screen us or tune in over here instead of watching the baseball or the football tonight. We very much appreciate it. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel and to the stream if you haven't yet. It means a lot, and it helps out a lot, especially for a newer league. We're still working some things out, but we are doing our best over here. So thank you to everybody for that, and be sure, as always, once again, anytime there's one of these lives, get in the comments, get loud, cheer on your drivers. I know they appreciate it very much. And if you yourself are into iRacing and want to upgrade your iRacing paint just a little bit, be sure you head on over to knapdaddyracing.com. You can get a custom logo, design, template, whatever you need. I know John put up a lot of new stuff on the website as well today that you can go check out right now. Be sure to head on over there and pick yourself up something today. And even if you don't want to put something on the racing vehicle, or if you just are not so much into iRacing, be sure to pick up a t-shirt or a hat. It helps the boys out a lot. And thank you once again to everybody for joining. A shout out once again to North American Specialized for being our race sponsor tonight.
Yeah, and even stickers, man. I've had a new bunch of stickers come in, so we got those back reloaded back in stock. If you're looking, and if you buy one sticker, don't feel like you got to buy two, because I do throw extras in the pack just because I appreciate you. But yeah, we can help support the boys a little bit. Check us out, knapdaddyracing.com, where you can find all the cool iRacing stuff. But other than that, that's going to be just about it for us here at Auto Club tonight. Like you said, next week, Kansas Roval. I remember me and Greg and Hunter, and I think Baker was there, tried it a little bit last week. It is going to be a show. It's going to be very unique. Going to be hard to get around there. I'm excited. I'm glad I'm not driving it, but I'm excited to watch people drive it. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. But Baker, final thoughts on tonight?
Man, a lot of chaos. But, the guys that were up there at the end are able to, well, some of them keep their nose clean, and then Hunter just put a drive down there at the end, put his head down and drove through the field, which was really impressive after that spin. So just, chaos, but it still led to a really great race.
Absolutely. Hunter, final thoughts on the race tonight before we get out of here?
I mean, just really fun race to watch. It was a really fun race to broadcast. It was really cool being able to get both Jamie and Greg up here, unfortunately, for the reasons that they were up here with us. But it even still was really fun night, really good racing. And those guys up the front, just both everybody kind of working through adversity to, make it happen at the end. Really, really fun race to watch. And just going to echo my fellow Hunter. Shout out aliens.
Shout out aliens. But that's going to be just about it for us here tonight. We'll be looking forward to seeing all you guys next week. Thank you for spending your Thursday night with us. Instead of watching this very tight Cubs Brewers game, which I'm not going to lie, I do have on my TV to my left right here because my network is actually supporting it to run two things at once tonight. and I'm a big baseball fan, so I gotta have that up. But other than that, check out the Chiefs, Jaguars that are playing right now, all your other stuff, and hopefully we'll see you back here next Thursday, starting at 8:15 on Knapp Daddy Racing and at the Kansas Roval. But for the last time tonight, I've been John.
I'm Baker.
And I've been Hunter.
And we will see you guys next week.
Take care, everybody.